volume that's available is going to shrink. And I think once it's placed on the shelf, it's not going to stay there real long. So a little bit of the timing of, do you come in 5 minutes after the truck was unloaded, so to speak, versus 12 hours after it was unloaded will start to matter a little more. There's not a shortage of the ability to produce it. And in many ways, I think this is a short term. I mean, I'm thinking weeks, not months.
This is going to ripple through livestock industries for a long time. I mean, the rest of the year and more. I think the average purchaser is going to notice it. I suspect, too, that consumers will know that in the meat case at their store, there won't be as much as normal or as they used to see. You'll see parts of the meat case where there's less there. You'll see parts of the meat case probably where they'll spread out the product so it looks full. In terms of the animals produced, we've got ample supplies, huge supplies. The bottleneck is in packing and processing. What that means is higher prices for consumers.
People will be priced out of products, others will not. Just as an analyst, I would say it is possible that some of these price increases will be slow and phased in and not fully passed on, and that will mitigate some of those effects that consumers see.
Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Oh, praise unto Yahweh Shemel Shai Bashim Kakadash, the honors unto the apostles, a great millstone, and honest you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity for the four corners of the earth. Quick video. This is going to be dealing with the famine. And we told you that it was going to be a famine coming, man. We told you there was going to be a famine coming in this place. And you got to remember the psychology of these people, man. Okay, when it comes to food, people get very irrational. All right, so when they hear about food shortages, a lot of these people are gonna go berserk, man. Okay, they're gonna start over shopping, just like how you seen it when this thing first kicked in, and as a result, you're gonna have a real supply and demand issue that's gonna lead to more famine. All right, so you've seen the things that they presented over there, and they was letting you know, man, the psychology of these people is gonna change. All right, the psychology of these people is gonna change, and in so changing, that's gonna affect the supply even more. Again, 6 weeks ago, what did we see? We seen people over purchasing, and in over purchasing, a lot of the so-called goods were missing from the shelves. All right, you had to go out there and go to the pasta aisle, and there was nothing in the pasta aisle. Now you got a pasta surplus, right? But hold on a minute, 2-3 weeks ago, there wasn't even any pasta within the stores. Why? Because the psychology of these people changed, because you had a supply demand issue, which led to a famine of those particular goods. Now you got it to where you got no production of that, packaging of that meat, or limited packaging of that meat. What's that going to mean? That means you're going to have sky high prices for the limited stock that you do have, all right, or the limited stock that they're going to produce, which means to say, even when they try to if they try to ramp up production of meat, people are going to be out there trying to buy it up, because as far as they're concerned, there's going to be shortages. All right, so it's going to be interesting what Esau's going to do to try so-called curb the demand that's going to increase for meat right now. It's going to be interesting. Maybe they're going to start rationing, but how are they going to ration between families? Because what I've seen is what's happening is the one parent will go and buy a certain amount of meat or food, all right, and another person goes in, so they might have to ration by families. The only way you can do that is to do it digitally. Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and earthquakes in diverse places. So this is what we're getting into. Famines and pestilences and earthquakes in different places, diverse places. That's what that word means. So this is what we're getting into. So with that, I'm going to say, all praise unto Yahweh Shemel Shai Bashim Kakadash, double honors unto the apostles, a great millstone, and honest you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.